On this episode of the Cyndágo podcast with special guest Connor Brunson.
Spoken word poetry, improv comedy, pretentiousness, and being naked. What's up, guys? I am one of your two hosts, Rusty Minister.
And I'm Soggy Sanders.
Today we have a very, very special surprise for you on our third episode of the Cyndágo podcast.
A special guest. A guest that Daniel knows more than me because, they're more friends than I feel kind of left out. I feel like I'm third wheeling.
You're not third wheeling, man. I thought it was a great interview. I think you talked more than I did.
Yeah. Just, I was kind of trying to flirt my way into his heart.
Oh, and
I was
it
trying
worked.
to steal him away from you.
It worked.
Tell?
Yeah, you won his heart.
Okay.
This is a good buddy of mine. His name's Connor Brunson, and he is a student was a student. He graduated from unlike us, from the University of South Carolina. And it was a pleasure to have him on and talk to him. And he's a writer, and he does spoken word and poetry, and he's actually working on a book, and he's going into medical school. So we talked a little bit with him about his experiences in college, and he is a very interesting, hilarious guy. Let me mention he's
very
really
quick-witted.
funny. Very
quick, which you will hear.
You will find out, and he does.
Makes me feel bad.
yeah, for sure. And improv comedy, he's big into improv comedy. I know, Ryan. I mean, you guys hit it off in this interview because you're both writers. So
it was really cool. Well, it's really cool talking with someone who's from a different part of the writing spectrum. I write, of course, I'm not really getting to write most of the stuff that I would like to. Basically, I'm trying. Sometimes I'm trying to focus on like dramatic stuff, but I don't know. Cyndágo always pulls me in, and I really enjoy writing.
Stuck right in Cyndágo for now.
Stuck right in Cyndágo. Yeah, I don't mean it to come off like that, but like he is more writing because it's I guess not therapeutic, I guess is the word, but it's like more of a hobby, I would say, because he's going for a different field than actually writing and stuff. So it's really cool to get a more serious take on the writing style because he does the poetry and spoken word, and I'm right now with sketch comedy. So it's really cool hearing like the different side of things of how you go about it.
Right, yeah. But before we get into that interview, we figured we'd update you guys on a few things. First of all, thank you for all of the amazing traffic on our podcast.
Yeah, we have, this may not seem like a big thing, but it is to us. Like, we've had the podcast going for...
this is our third episode. It's not even over a week. Our first episode was released last Tuesday.
Yeah, and we have over 2,000 downloads.
That's ridiculous, guys. Thank you so much.
And remember, this is a reminder, you don't have to, each podcast, go and download it individually. You can actually go and subscribe to the podcast feed, and it will automatically... It won't download it for you. You can choose to download, but it would automatically show up in your feed. So go ahead, if you're a fan, if you like the first 3 episodes, go ahead and click that subscribe button on both the podcast and our YouTube channel.
Yeah, save yourself some time and get all of the Cyndágo you want by just hitting subscribe on iTunes and subscribe on YouTube. Why not follow us on Twitter at Cyndágo?
Instagram
at Cyndágo as well. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Cyndágo. I think we covered just about all of it.
Yeah,
all the important
we check
stuff.
Tumblr every once in a while. It's not really a big medium for us, though.
Yeah, actually, it's a funny story that I don't want to get into too long, but originally when we went to make an official Tumblr, Cyndago.tumblr.com was taken.
Yeah, and a subreddit for Cyndágo is already taken.
But they're looking for mods on that Reddit. Yeah. So if there any of you guys listening are moderators or have been moderators on Reddit,
it's a year-old post.
It's a year-old post, and it's probably a ghost town right now, that subreddit. But we would love to have something. We'd love to have it updated or something.
Because Reddit's more our like style. Like, Tumblr's awesome, but I don't know. I feel like I see more of our sense of humor on Reddit than Tumblr.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that we want to see you guys stopping on Tumblr because it's fucking awesome. Like, we're probably gonna say this a lot, but holy shit, our fans! Like, I never thought that I would see myself drawn. Like, someone would take the time to draw me. Like that was never a thing. I always saw like fan art of like other people, like other YouTubers, but like of me, it's still pretty fresh. It's really cool.
I never expected to be drawn with my clothes on. First of all, because every other time I've been drawn, I've
by the homeless guy.
By that homeless guy, Steve, down the street, you know?
God
and
love Steve.
He's just like, take it off. And I'm like,
you gotta have to. It's Steve.
Well, I told him, yeah, I mean, it's Steve. And I was like, well, you got to draw me. I'm not just going to take my clothes off and pretend like everyone else in the world can't see for years and years. So.
But the thing is, if he draws you completely uncensored, you give him a bigger tip than if he put like a loincloth.
I think the tip's big enough, though.
Ooh. That was clever of you.
Clever.
Anyways, here's the interview with Connor Brunson, esteemed poet.
Episode 3 of the Cyndágo podcast.
What was that?
I was gonna go for a Mexican thing, but I can't roll my R's.
That was your Mexican thing?
Okay, whatever. Just fucking start it.
Oh, yeah. All right, we're out of here, dude. We're walking right out of this room. This is...
Why are you taking your clothes off?
You're taking your clothes off. So we are sitting here with Connor Brunson. Connor, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Thank you for asking.
And where are you located?
Well, right now I'm on my friend's bed in my friend's apartment in Columbia, South Carolina.
Oh, beautiful. That's where we used to live. Did
Dude,
you know that?
Yes.
That's weird. That's a weird coincidence.
Isn't it?
Super weird. Yeah, who knew?
You used to live where we used to... Wait, no, you still live there.
I still live
live
here.
where
Yeah,
we
you
used
guys
to live.
flew off into the wild blue yonder.
Yeah. That he actually took over both of our lives, so he's continuing our lives in South Carolina for us.
That's good. My dad didn't...
Yeah, it's been difficult but worth it. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you a good son to Ryan's father?
Are you?
I think Ryan's father actually takes a lot of time out of his day to tell me how much better I am as a son.
I mean, that only
His
makes
is
sense.
really big. Yeah. He just says, "Wow, like you really stepped up in every conceivable way," and I think that's nice of him.
That's so nice of him.
That's beautiful. But okay, let's get to the meat. Who exactly are you? Who is Connor
Brunson.
Right. Okay. Well, I am career speaking. I'm about to go into medical school. That's starting in August, hopefully. I just graduated from school here at the University of South Carolina with a degree in public health and a minor in anthropology. So that's all that's the answer I would give you if you were like a 45-year-old aunt of mine who asked me
Okay.
like what I was doing. But really, I think I write stuff down sometimes. You know, writing is a big thing for me, and I like being in theater. I like performing, and I just try to get as much out of wherever I am as I can.
Because the first time I ever saw you, and maybe I think Daniel was, we were at the CMF film competition, and you had a what would you call that? What genre? Of
Spoken word, right?
Spoken word, yeah.
Yeah, spoken word, right. Yeah, we put a spoken word film. My friend and your friend as well, Tucker Prescott, did a recording of me out in a field in the middle of pretty much nowhere, South Carolina, and I was just doing a spoken word piece, and we put that in the CMF, and it got into the top 16, which was cool.
Now, like you said, you write a lot. Like, is spoken word usually what you write, or do you write other stuff? Because I know Daniel mentioned that you are writing a book.
Right. Yeah. That's a really good question, actually, because the way I see it, and everyone sees it differently, but the way that I see it, spoken word and like verse on a page are kind of like two divorced genres. Like they're two different things, because spoken word is like when I write it for the purpose of performing it for an audience. Whereas if I write poetry that's just down on the page, that's just to be read. I think the best stuff, though, the best spoken word and the best poetry can be done equally well in both spheres. You know, you should be able to perform something and it'd be just as good as if you were reading it on the page. But I normally am not good enough to get poems that do both, so I have to choose one or the other.
Yeah, because like what I know, we do it differently because we write dialogue in the sense that you have to be emotive with it, but they're two very different things. Dialogue for like a sketch and dialogue for spoken word. What would you say is the key difference in like between the two? Like what
Right.
like because I've never really gotten into the whole spoken word like club. I guess that's what it is, right? The club. Or you're in the club. You got a card.
Yeah, I have the official beret and the little bongo and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're in performing arts. What would you say is the different mindset you would have to go into doing that?
Yeah. Well, I think the main difference is like you can speak a lot more colloquially when you're using spoken word. You can say things as if you were saying them conversationally. There's not as much pressure to be as literary and to be as academic as if you're writing on a page, because the point I think is different. Because if you're talking about poetry on a page, you could be writing to express like some deep emotional torment, or you could be like writing an academic thing about like an old Greek figure or something like that. But spoken word is specifically there to reach audiences and to reach individuals. And in order to do that, you have to be like approachable. And so I think sort of necessarily it does that.
Now, what is your experience with actually performing spoken word? Because I myself, I've actually seen you perform in Charleston once, I believe. I saw you perform behind this art gallery, and that was really fun. So tell me about a crowd that would be at such a show versus a live music performance or something like that. What is the atmosphere there?
Well, I think one of the biggest distinctions is that, and it's very positive in a way. I feel that spoken word communities are inherently very open groups of people who are really accepting of work that isn't super professional. I feel like if you had someone come up on stage at like a concert and it was like at a venue and you had all these people here that have paid $5 to get in or whatever, and then they got up and they didn't really know what they were doing, and they were very like sort of stumbling over their notes and stuff, it wouldn't go well at all. Yeah. But at an open mic or a poetry reading, you can get somebody that comes up there that just started writing the week before, and everyone will be super supportive of them and say, hey, you did a great job, like you should come back. And it's awesome. Always so full of people that are willing to support new writers. I think that's a big distinction.
I have a question actually that I'm quite curious about because with just the mindset, I mean, spoken word, some people would even say, because I know like with independent films, people just automatically write it off as pretentious. And I know that spoken word, like that has to be a part of it. Like people do, write it off as pretentious as well.
Yeah. What's it like being a pretentious asshole?
Yeah.
Well, I think you should know. I think you should know pretty well, Dan.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah,
no problem.
No, but he raises a great point. And yeah, I mean, with a lot of artistic things, there's kind of like this highbrow, uppity kind of pretentious air, and I think that's the blunt force of what hits people first when they see this. Now, a lot of people, get into it more and they realize how much actual content there is and how much more content there can be emotionally, in stuff like spoken word and independent projects. So what is your take on that? What is your take on that big stereotype?
Yeah, I think the biggest issue that I've experienced, at least, is a little different, being away from being highbrow to just questioning like the poetic value of what you're hearing. Because if you think about spoken word, it's really just someone on stage saying something into a microphone. And if somebody gets up on the stage and they say, hey guys, my name's whatever, I'm gonna do a poem I wrote for you, and then they just start reading, like their day-to-day activities, like, okay, so today I got up and I went in the car and I drove to work, you would ask, is this poetry? People start asking like critical questions along the lines of, is this real poetry, quote unquote real? Like where do you stop defining it as just some person saying some things and start defining it as like an art form?
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing that I've had a problem with, and that people I know have had a problem with. Hasn't necessarily been the pretentiousness of it, although that does happen. It's more just like, well, why are we doing this? It's like this, where's the poetic value in what this person is saying? And I think the point of spoken word is that it forces people to be open and accept it for whatever it happens to be at the time.
Now, since you're in this environment, like I'm going back to the pretentiousness just because, I don't know, it's just something that like I always think about when it comes to art, like how people view it. Have you ever like been to like a performance or like been a part of something where there is an air of pretentiousness where it's like what they're saying isn't really like, can you remember, like, I want to see if you can come up with something just the most pretentious thing you can come up with right now.
Yeah.
I want you to improv a very just pretentious spoken word.
Okay, so you want me to do one? Okay, let me see if I can do it. I think I can do that. Okay. So in order for you to really get the full experience, I'm going to need you to imagine me as someone who's about like 5 foot even, right? So kind of short, an old man. I'm an old guy who has like wispy hair.
Those are the pretentious ones?
Yeah.
Okay,
It's like
wow,
very
okay.
literary types.
I always thought it would
I'm-
be like the younger ones, like the people who are in like psychology or something like that in college.
Everyone that I've ever seen that's been pretentious has been over the age of 50.
Oh,
and I think
fucking
that
old people.
Yeah, right, exactly. Young people for life. Young people forever. I'm never getting old.
never.
It's very counterproductive. It's like, yeah, I'd see like the older people are very pretentious, where we're so much better than the old people. It kind of like
Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
flip-flops there.
Yeah, I'm the most humble person here. I mean,
Yeah.
come on. Yeah.
I want to hear this improv pretentious spoken word.
Okay, cool. So I stagger on stage with like a big thick notebook, and it's like dog-eared, and I like flip through, and then I like mutter into the microphone like, I'm gonna read you a new piece. It's always a piece. Also, it's never a poem. It's always.
It's
I'm
probably
reading you a
never
piece.
new too. They probably just travel the world because they never want to be caught using the same material.
Right. So it's like, I'm gonna read you one. This is inspired by my lovely wife, or something like that. There's some person that's inspired them, and then they just read a string of nonsense. So it essentially goes something like, "In the garden with Ulysses, the light as daggers through the plum of my skin's teeth. Welcome to the open half of the other side. We are breathing, not for the angles, only but for the light pillow which does there rest upon Ulysses' knuckles, painted into the drywall."
Now, what's the meaning of this? What is the meaning of that? How would they defend this?
First of all, what's
How
it
that
called?
person-
What is that
what
called?
is this called? I think
What's
it's
the
called
name?
the plum.
That is the meaning behind. But yeah, you mentioned a plum, and we have a sketch called The Plum.
Yeah. I was really, so as the inspiration for that, I was really drawing from your sketch, The Plum.
Okay.
Actually, just sort of, and then, but the way that we describe it is just like, I was just taking images, just impressions, just the emotions, and they just say those words over and over until you get tired of asking.
Right. Wow.
Because I think
Well,
I
that
think the
was
issue is
awesome.
if you get abstract enough, it gets impossible to understand.
I'm gonna put you on the spot right now. We're still on the subject of pretentiousness and art and
Yeah.
everything, and I just wanted to know your true opinion. Don't hold back. I'm fucking
Can't and won't.
serious about this.
You got it.
When you first saw The Afterlife, what
Oh,
were your
God.
opinions? Don't say, "Oh, I thought it was good. That was Cyndágo." Like, what were you just like? I gotta imagine there was just this a fucking black and white piece of shit. Okay, college student, like honest opinions. First,
The
view.
Afterlife?
Yeah,
Dude, I'm going to embarrass myself and tell you that I haven't seen it.
What? You didn't even go to the campus movie fest?
I was there. No, I was totally there. I don't know how I
awesome.
missed it. Honestly, I was there because I saw you guys. I met you guys there. I don't know how I missed it.
don't
Tell me a little bit about it. Maybe I've forgotten.
Okay,
Tell me,
all
give
right.
me-
I'll explain it. I'll
Black
explain
and
it.
white.
All right, so it's black and
Now
white.
you have to picture this.
So yeah, so it starts with
the
these
voice.
two
Doing the
characters.
voice.
Oh, okay, these two characters
Ooh, that's a lot better. Yeah, I like that a lot more.
sitting in a white room. One of them is wearing a suit, like business casual.
Like he got hungover, but he's not quite drunk. It's not like
Oh wait,
It's
no,
like
I did see
alcoholic
it. Yeah.
father at work.
Yeah,
That's
no,
pretty
I
much
did
it.
see it, and the guy,
did?
yeah.
Okay, yeah, with all the elves and the cheese. You saw it, right?
The elves and the cheese. Yeah, the cheese is my
dude.
favorite part. Good call on the Gouda, by the way.
Dude, no problem.
Yes, I did see that. I remember now. Okay, I was like searching my memory bank for something that had your faces in it,
so.
and your
What
faces weren't in
what
that.
I'm getting is, I asked you the question. What were your first interactions?
It wasn't
I guess the first thing
memorable.
was it's forgettable. It's a very forgettable sketch.
No, not at all. I was thinking Cyndágo. I was thinking Cyndágo sketches.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware we were on CMF. So I remember it ending and me thinking, I have something to think about now. Like I remember like being kind of excited that I didn't immediately understand what it was about, because it was like, now I can rewatch it and potentially like work on it and get something out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I was excited about that, especially because in the context of CMF, like a lot of things are really straightforward and not bad necessarily. They're just like surface level understanding, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I mean, this is good in its own right, but I was excited that there was something there that didn't just give itself up to me, that I might have to like work a little to understand.
Well, there was definitely, I got the same feeling when I saw Butterscotch Angels, and more specifically, when I was lucky enough to
What
go.
is Butterscotch Angels?
Butterscotch Angels was the short film that
I'm
him
just
and
saying,
Tucker.
just-
Who's
go ahead.
forgettable? Now who's forgettable?
No, I mean I know what it was. It's just the audience is like, yeah, I remember Butterscotch Angels. Audience, is like,
Butterscotch
what the fuck
Angels.
is that?
I was about to describe it, but go ahead, Connor. Describe it.
Describe it.
Yeah, describe Butterscotch Angels. Tell.
Okay, well, it's a spoken word piece. Like I said, it was recorded in the middle of a field, and basically, it's just it's about like a lot of my things are about like this dark subject. So this one's about like suicide and about my experience with like knowing people who have attempted or committed it, and just like me expressing this sort of like intense, I think, feeling a lot of people have when they're around people who are like mentally troubled, which is that they really want to just do something about it. And I think that it's really hard to do something about, it's this sort of intangible thing you can't really fix. And so anyway, the piece was just kind of written in order to reach out to people who had been in that situation, as someone who was friends with people or, relatives with people who had suicidal thoughts or tendencies or what have you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like the idea of that because it's everyone's first instinct, or not everyone's, but a lot of people's is we have a lot of helpers in this world that just want to fix everyone, that feel like they need to fix people when they're down, and I guess what would you say would be like the overall like message of that? Would that be like for the fixers like to go in there and help them, or try to solve things on your own in a sense? What?
Yeah. No, I see what you're getting at. Yeah, I think there's a really difficult fine line between, I think the assumption that I fall into a lot, and I think a lot of other people also fall into, is that like if I'm doing something like quote unquote doing, like if I'm talking to them or if I'm like there, then I'm helping necessarily.
Yeah.
But and that I would like that to be true all the time, but unfortunately, I think it's more important that people realize that what they do can be just as helpful by giving them space, or by like giving the person what they want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's really easy to get caught up in what I want to do to help, but like what I want to do may not be the thing that they want. It's just like you have to consider other people's perspectives, especially with something as delicate as that.
Yeah. Now, migrating from talking about performing spoken word, you mentioned that you did some theater, and I know for a fact that you were part of at least one improv comedy troupe at the University of South Carolina. So why don't you tell us and the viewers a little bit about your first experiences with improv comedy, and we, Ryan and myself, are extremely interested to get in that here now that we're in LA.
Right, LA is a great place for
improv
it.
class to get into, and
Yeah.
If you could like answer that and also go into like what goes into like an improv class, because like every time we ask Mark what goes into, is like
I've done.
I never really get a clear
I
explanation.
did. I did a couple with you, and I was completely lost. So if you could explain, like, like what's going on. But first, your introduction to all that when you first got to college.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. So the group that I started is called the Overreactors, which is spelled O-V-E-R, not O-V-A-R-Y.
The Overreactors.
As it is commonly referred to. We started because there was a group already on campus when I got here called Toast, which is a wonderful group of improvers, but they were like limited in the number of people they could take on, so they had to do auditions. And me, along with a lot of other people, didn't get in, and so we kind of started our own group for anybody who wanted to come and practice improv, because the way we feel about it, what's kind of at the founding principle of the Overreactors, is that the improv is helpful for anybody, for any reason, because when you talk about any subject to anyone, you're making it up as you go along, unless you are so meticulous as to write speeches for your everyday life.
Right.
And so everyone like benefits from it. And that's kind of what got me into it. Because I mean, like I said earlier, I am hoping to be a doctor in the future, and communication skills are like integral for that. So improv is just kind of ultimately at its like foundational level, it's about teaching people to work with other people instead of denying them, and to just allow whatever happens to happen, and sort of be in the moment instead of trying to like force things into the way that you want them to be.
So it transcends just a fun entertainment or a fun way to pass time with friends. It actually builds a very, very crucial skill socially with other people. That's interesting.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's the big thing that I've really found exciting about the ovaries is that we've had people come in.
The what?
The ovaries. That's like the short
ovary actors.
The ovaries.
Yeah.
Okay.
The ovaries. Yeah. Sorry, I should have primed you before I just said ovaries.
There's
like
a
that.
song. There's like the ovaries. What is that?
Oh, that's Childish Gambino.
Yeah.
Oh,
My dick is like an accent mark. It's all about the ovaries.
ovaries.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know, when you said ovaries, like my mind went from ovaries, like legitimate ovaries, to over-ease.
Oh
That's where
man.
I just thought it was very important where my mind went. Anyways, I'm sorry. Continue.
like
No,
eggs over easy.
Over easy. Yeah, we do a lot of egg making. That's mostly what it is. Improv is a lot of culinary breakfast foods.
Yeah, absolutely. Mixed in with a little bit of reproductive organs here. And
Yeah,
there,
yeah,
so.
yeah. You got to finally go to grate that stuff in.
I keep picturing you trying to improv with like patience or something. Like it just doesn't go. It just doesn't go well. It's like, you have this disease. What are you talking about? Just kidding.
Like doing a song and dance.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you have cancer, and then they're just silent. You whisper to them, like, you're not giving me anything to work with here.
Yeah,
Come
you
on,
try
just
to
like
explain the rules of improv. Like it's like, you have cancer. No, I don't. No,
You have to
no,
say
no,
yes.
No. You have to say yes. You can't say no. It's like, no, but I don't want this. Yeah, but it's part of the scene.
All right, let's move on. Scenes from a hat. Let's try something else. This is just not working.
Right. I think what I was saying is that there's a lot of people who came in initially because it's open to just the general public, and so people come in with communication skills that are less than substantial, and gradually over time, as they learn to like let go of the things that they want to say, because oftentimes I think bad communication skills they don't come from people who don't talk enough. They come from people who talk too much, right? And it's going to be people who are like so concerned with getting their ideas out there that they don't hear anybody say anything.
Yeah.
And so it's like more often than not, it's teaching people to be quiet enough to they can hear the people around them.
I have to say, I have that problem. Like I find myself like almost not listening to people sometimes, and because I'm trying to think of what I'm going to say next because I don't want to sound dumb, or like for instance, like if Daniel or Connor, if like we were having a conversation, I'm like, so how was your day? I'm automatically thinking about my response to you asking, it was good, how about yours? Like I'm not gonna, like it's almost like, how was your day? Oh wait, now he's gonna ask me, so I'm already thinking of like, oh, what do I say?
Trying to like move like 3 steps ahead of the conversation, right?
Yeah.
And that's totally natural. That's what a lot of people do. But I think the thing about improv is you just say naturally whatever comes to you, or spontaneously whatever you want to say about your day, you just allow it to be said. And then if the people you're with are good at improv, they're like good conversationalists, then they'll just go with it,
Well, that's a question. Good and bad improv. Since improv is all about just saying whatever you want, going along with just doing whatever. What separates good improv from bad improv? I know, let's get this out of the way. I know bad improv is like, oh, you can't think of an idea. But like people that have ideas but are just legitimately bad at improv. What is the difference that you see?
Well, I think the big underlying, like on a basic level, bad improv is any improv which excludes other people.
Okay.
Right?
That makes it all about them, like a spotlight.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
okay.
If someone walks into a scene and they say, here I am with a cat, and then you say to them, no, that's not a cat, it's a turtle. You've automatically told them that their idea was bad and your idea is better. And it's not really about like being funny. I think a lot of people think improv is about being funny. It's just about building relationships and like having meaningful interactions with other people.
Yeah.
And if they happen to be funny, then great.
Because I know Daniel and I, to come up with skits, we're not doing this to come up just for the sake of it, like to come up with skits, but we just improv naturally. Like we'll just...
Yeah.
It's weird improv too. It's very odd.
It's
improv.
always like really weird. Like I'll walk up and be like, "Dude, you're a great friend." I'll make it up off the top of my head. I'm just lying. Just blunt. I'm just kidding. But no, no, we actually will like.
I'll
make
come
up
in his room and dance a little sensually, and he'll be like, "Dude, you've been working on your
I will
moves."
seriously turn towards him and like instead of like being like, "Get out of here," I'll turn towards him, like stop what I'm doing, and like kind of like rub my hands
with the
together,
rhythm.
like yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
He's like, show me that leg thing, and I'll like wiggle my leg.
Yeah. And no one breaks, and it's always a contest of who can break character first. So I feel like that is our version of it. A lot less organized and a lot less social, but
well, I really think that like even that at its base is the same thing as like an improv class. I mean, even the concept of an improv class is kind of strange because it's teaching you how to not think about things. Normally classes like teach you how to learn skills. But this is, I think, improv is more about unlearning them.
Yeah. So okay, Daniel and I have been thinking about an improv class since we're doing Cyndágo, and we automatically just improv all. Would you still suggest doing improv for us? Would you still suggest a class focused on improv? And why?
I think classes, I think if they're done well, can be the really good, like, sort of springboards to get you into the concepts of doing improv. Because what really I think a good class looks like is someone who knows what they're doing, someone who's been doing improv for a long time, telling you when you make mistakes, like when you exclude people or when your ideas are too loud or too quiet or whatever. It's more like a guidance thing than it is like a...
Ideas can be too quiet?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I think ideas that exclude yourself... ideas that are self-debasing and that don't include.
So like
you
instead of putting the
scene.
spotlight, it's like I don't really want to be in the scene. So it's like, hey, there he is. Sorry, I'm on my way out. I can't bye. Like
exactly, not contributing information, not supporting the people in the scene with you. Because if someone if you come into the scene with someone else and they're giving all the information and you're not contributing at all, then you're doing just as big a sin as if you contributed too much.
Yeah. I think the hardest thing for me when I sat in and joined you guys was the games you guys played were so fast, and I could tell that you guys had such natural. It might not even have been natural chemistry. It might have just been forced chemistry from hanging out with each other so much.
Who knows?
But it was so fast paced. I was so impressed at how everyone would just jump in one after the other, say something, and there were rules. But I didn't get them. No one took the time to explain them.
There's this one improv game which I love. You know of it, Connor. I'm pretty sure you know of it, Daniel. It's called Freeze and Replace.
Yeah.
That is my favorite improv game. For those who don't know, Freeze and Replace is a game where two people just start a scene, and there's probably it could be 1 or 5 or 10 other people in the crowd, and in the middle of the scene, someone yells freeze. And the 2 people on stage or in front of the people have to just freeze and stay in the positions they were in, and then the person goes, knocks one of the people out, literally, just punches them out, tags them out, actually.
Yeah.
There's a lot of violence.
And they replace them using the same position, and then they have to start a whole different idea in the scene. I don't know, I used to play that with my youth group, which I'm not a part of anymore.
He got kicked out.
For being too youth.
Yeah,
too youthy.
He was bad at the freeze game. He always make it inappropriate.
I just got too young.
He
just is going Benjamin Buttoned your way out of a youth group.
I'm just gonna Benjamin Button my way out of this room right now, real quick.
It's just you slowly
roll
get
into
smaller
a fetus.
as you turn into an infant on your way out.
Puddles of blood and just fluids just start.
Eventually, you would just turn back into your parents. You Benjamin Button too far.
It's like an opposite snowball. You roll and get smaller, and then
could you imagine just seeing someone rolling down the street? They're just rolling, but it's like fetus to adult, adult to fetus, fetus to adult, just rolling continuously.
This might be kind of a weird reference, but it's like that thing in Harry Potter. Does anyone remember that in the Department of Mysteries? Well,
when he's under the thing, in the last movie, I pictured the fetus thing. I don't know. What are you talking about? Sorry.
There's some weird thing in the Department of Mysteries where it falls on some dude's head, and it his head goes from an adult head to an old man head, and then to a baby head, and then back to an adult head, and it just cycles through all the ages.
Is this in the books?
10 seconds. Just as scary. Just think about that image for a minute.
Is this in the books or the movies?
Thanks for that.
It's in the books, all right? It's in the books.
Okay, because I only read up to 3.
Oh, dude, how did you just read 3 Harry Potter books? How did you stop?
I don't know.
It's all or nothing.
I really
exactly.
My favorite book was the 3rd one. Everyone's favorite movie is the 3rd one. I got into the Goblet of Fire, but I don't know. I just couldn't get into it. But I think
the Goblet of Fire is my favorite one.
This is really off track. But anyways, I think with the Harry Potter movies, Goblet of Fire, just you get to all these Chamber of Secrets, then Prisoner of Azkaban, which is a big climactic movie, and then you get to here's the commercial break. Goblet of Fire just seemed like a commercial break in the Harry Potter.
There are dragons. There are dragons.
Yeah, it was cool. It was fun, but nothing really big really happened until the very end of the movie. The big reveal of Voldemort and all that shit.
Yeah,
Spoiler
I can see
alert.
that.
Yeah.
It just felt like so much stuff happened in the 3rd one, and then there was a big break in the 4th one for a fun competition.
But everything after that goes haywire, right? Maybe it's good that they gave us a break, because I don't know if I could have taken that for 7 straight movies.
But after the 4th one, it just gets fucking depressing.
I know.
It gets
with
way
the sex
dark.
change and all that stuff.
Oh my god.
Yeah. No, spoiler
and everyone's
alert.
hair gets really shaggy, and they start loosening their ties. If you watch Harry Potter progress, they're day one they've got super tight ties, but by the end they like don't even wear ties anymore. Like their outfits get more and more
They're just so
disheveled.
casual.
It's
Like,
yeah,
they just stop
exactly.
caring.
You said the word shaggy, and I'm just trying to picture the mystery crew within the Harry Potter universe.
In the Harry Potter world?
Just like Voldemort, just like Zoink Scoops. Like I really want to see that movie now. Someone make it. Someone just make it.
Yeah,
please.
like a crossover. That'd be cool.
Scooby-Doo Harry Potter crossover.
It's weird. It's like the more drunk Daniel Radcliffe was, the better he dressed. You know?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what it looks like anyway.
Yeah, but yeah. So no, that's really cool. That's definitely something. Improv is something that we've always been interested in, and I know that you know, without overdoing it, you're a master. I think.
I think you just overdid it.
Okay, well, my bad. Well, yeah. So yeah, we actually have some questions here, if you don't mind. We have some questions that people have thrown at us from Twitter, and we're going to try to answer some of the questions that we'd like to ask you as well. So cover all of us, if you're okay with that. Is that
please.
You're on the
Go
spot.
ahead.
You don't really. If you say no, you're
I
kinda
will not
screwed
ever
here.
say no.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let me go to.
I'm gonna take a burp break.
All right,
Cool.
Okay.
dude. Nice.
Dude, that
break.
was not a break. That sounded like it was work.
It was a little bit, but I don't know. There was a break in the beginning and end, so it began on a break, ended on a break. So if you
It felt like a burp fest more than a burp break.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So
Okay. Here's the first question from wow, Jack Septiceye.
Jack Septiceye.
It's like he's
Wow.
really I don't know how many subscribers does he have.
Let's see. He's a fellow Let's Player for those who don't.
subscribers.
He sounds like an evil villain. His name sounds like an evil
Jack
villain.
Septiceye.
Like for a Power Rangers movie.
Yeah,
God,
like
I did not like Power Rangers when I was small.
His name is
What?
Jack Septic, like a septic tank. And he has almost 4 million subscribers.
So okay,
Gee.
and he asked us, how many times have we seen each other naked?
Yeah.
Wow.
A lot.
That's good. That's a good question.
Yeah, dude.
Like, put a number on it though. I want to hear a number.
I don't know if I could come up with a number. I don't even know how it
I don't know. I
began.
think it's just living together and like just like being. I mean, because we lived in South Carolina. I mean, I'm not.
Yeah,
and it's
this
and
isn't
everyone's
like
naked here.
this isn't like incriminating. You know, I'm not incriminating ourselves by saying
Right.
this, but you know, when you're in the country and nobody's looking and you're just walking around a field because you know that's pretty much all there is to do in South
Pretty
Carolina.
much, yeah. It's just what you do. Yeah.
You pee, okay? And sometimes we're in view of each other, and we just got used to it, and it never is like it's just guys. It's like a guy's locker room. Except
but
it's just
okay, but like,
wood.
but is that
Sometimes you
naked?
take pictures of your privates and send them to your Snapchat
That's not how. Well, sometimes, but we don't talk about that because that's not. It's important, but it's not.
And sometimes you accidentally open them in front of your girlfriend, and your girlfriend sees your friend's penis. Called out.
Oh man, I'm
He's
sorry.
gonna be
Wow.
like, "What? No!"
We might cut that out. We might not. We'll see. Go ahead.
Everyone
Connor.
go find this guy and laugh at him. That's what I think we should do.
AKA to our fans, he's known as. I don't know how he assumed that name. Actually, I do
Because
but
we
it's-
never, we're just being dicks.
We just never credit.
No one's
the,
gonna know your name.
Just keep him out of fame.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. Is that naked though? Because I think the
That's not
question
really
said how
naked,
you've
yeah.
seen each other naked. And I just think like a little tip is not naked.
There's
You know,
only
glancing
one-
at somebody's dick is not the same thing.
I think like we've seen each other's dicks a lot, but like when we're talking
Have we?
about when we're talking about like nakedness.
yeah,
Yeah,
like,
like complete no clothes, 100% nothing on.
I mean, I think it's like run in and freak the person out with like with like with like you know cupping your goods.
Yeah.
Well,
Sometimes not.
It's
but,
gonna sound weird, and
Yeah,
you're
we're
probably gonna
really
hate when
getting
I say
personal this,
But
yeah,
like you're just like he'll be downstairs.
I'm not excited for this.
Making a sandwich or something, or just minding his own business, and I'll make a loud noise like bang through the door, and I'll be naked holding like a banana, and I'll start.
And he just starts chasing me. I'm with a knife, with a knife and
a
bread.
banana.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
terrifying, man.
With, like, a real
I could
shark
not
knife.
live in that environment.
It is
I would freak
terrifying,
out.
isn't it? I just thought.
A big naked screaming just lump of flesh just running
Oh,
towards
yeah,
me.
just this human being, this total primal animal person.
Yeah. It's like it's not my friend. It's a
Yeah,
thing.
has been transformed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So wait, is that something? Is that happens on the reg? Is that like
No,
every
no.
week or so?
No.
Yeah, actually, it's we're overdue for one today.
It's like Wednesday
maybe
afternoon. It's time now for Ryan to chase me naked with a knife and a banana.
Yeah. So here's a good question from Grand Theft Maya. Just dropped a guitar pick that might pick up in the mic. She asks,
This is for all of us.
This is for all of us, yeah. Would we rather hook up with teenage or current Leonardo DiCaprio?
Can I go first?
Go ahead, Ryan. Go ahead.
I choose current Leonardo DiCaprio because
Really?
okay, yeah, because teenage, Leonardo DiCaprio, he was whatever, he was cool. But if you've seen Wolf on Wall Street, I don't know, when he yells, holy fuck, like you want that. You want that.
I haven't
fucking
seen
you.
that.
You don't want little, oh, I love you forever, Leonardo DiCaprio in like Titanic. You want fucking Rage Fest. Am I alone on this?
I don't know. I would say teenage. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Connor. I'm interested to hear
I'm gonna be on the
yours.
teenage camp as well.
No, it's something about the older Leonardo, especially with the facial hair.
I think my reasoning would be I think it's more about like his psyche, because when he was young, like all he had in front of him was hope in the future for an Oscar, mainly
Right,
an
which he
Oscar,
never got.
which he never has yet to get. So I feel like that hope he has, he's more optimistic, he's more bright, he's more open to try things,
Yeah.
Okay.
like cheesecake flavors at Cheesecake Factory. I'm not
Yeah.
talking about anything.
Well, you say he's
weird.
open to try
Yeah.
things, but when he hasn't won an Oscar, he's like, oh, fuck it, I'll do
What do I have to
anything.
do?
I'll
That's
do
true.
anything to
That's
get this
true.
Oscar.
That's true.
The thing is like I feel like older Leonardo DiCaprio looks like a dad.
Yeah.
he kind of looks like Gray's dad.
He looks like a sad
Rick.
dad, and that
does.
makes it really hard for me to be.
Well, you
even
have to make him
conceive-
happy.
No,
Come on,
no,
Connor.
that's not how I feel.
So you see so you see just a teenage boy that has everything. He has all the girls going after him, and you're gonna.
I
want to
be made happy. What about me? What
What
about me in this relationship, huh?
Yeah.
I just think you got to go for the dads every once in a while.
Yeah, it's a two-way street, I think.
I don't know. I think I agree. Young Leonardo DiCaprio has this sort of like dumb boy band confidence that is cool. He's like got this idea that he is a fashion model, right? He's like big on the screens. He's a new celebrity. That's cool.
Yeah.
But old Leonardo DiCaprio is like been through the ringer of Hollywood, and it's like squished all the juice out of him, and he's just this
I'll
wrinkled
squeeze the
prune guy.
juice out of him.
That's true. Yeah. See, yeah, I just think he's been too destroyed from the lack of success.
And now we got another question from Alicia or Alicia?
Alicia.
Alicia Mello.
What's up, Alicia?
Mello.
She's a big fan of
Yeah,
ours. She's really
an
cool.
avid follower. She knows Opinion Minions by heart.
She has a shirt.
She says, she asked, what were you like as kids? Connor, you take it this time.
Yeah, Connor, what
was
were
it
you
like-
like as a child?
Since she was
I-
obviously asking you.
I was definitely. I was
Wow.
Ooh, got him. Wait,
I
got him.
alternated between being super shy and reserved and being the most annoying little fuck that has ever walked the face of the earth. I think I was like one end or the other.
Were
Like,
you
they
one of the
like-
kids that made other people say, I'm never having kids?
I don't know if I was ever that bad. I wasn't like, I don't know. I don't think I was ever like a terror. I was just like really about being in the front with I was like Hermione Granger. You know what I mean?
Okay,
No.
you were just a little too
okay.
sharp.
A little
your own
too,
good.
yeah, a
Not
little
even
too
sharp.
eager.
You were just an ass. You were just
Yeah, I was a little
dick
too
bag.
just there. How?
You're-
Okay, all right.
Whoa.
How old are we talking when we say young? We like.
I was thinking like
walking-
7, 8, 9, like
I was,
Yeah.
anywhere from 5 to 10.
yeah.
Yeah, I
somewhere
was
around
just
there.
I was a smart, quiet kid who, if given the opportunity, would be really obnoxious
Yep.
and
Yeah.
like performative and loud.
I can relate to that. Yeah, when I was a kid, I was normally I was always just like getting my hands in something creative, and it was never for the like right reasons. It was never. I would join I would like go after these like camps and these groups of kids and do all this stuff and like try to get involved. But every time I would end up going off and doing my own thing, and like I would just be like building. I would like buy science kits and mix all the chemicals together and throw them in
Yeah,
cars
yeah, science
and
kits were cool.
and like play music. I played a lot of music when I was a kid. I was inside playing guitar a lot. Never really played much sports. What about you, Ryan?
I was mainly, I guess, I still am, but I was very introverted, and I was also very weird. I was a weird fucking kid. But on top of everything, I was I was a scaredy cat. I was scared of everything. Like I told you, Daniel, I did not want to go see the Harry Potter because of the three-headed dog. I did not want to go see Spider-Man because of the Green Goblin mask. And I did not want to go see Star Wars Episode 2 because in the trailer there was that, like, rhino monster thing.
Yeah.
It showed up for like 5 seconds.
Yeah, and I saw it in the trailer, and I'm like, no, that's too scary. It's big. It's going to make noises. Like, I was scared of
that kind of
everything.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be playing... I mean, we talked about video games and eeriness, but it goes to the point of, like, I would be playing... Super Mario, or no, not Super Mario, but Mario 64 for the Nintendo 64, and like any big boss, I'd be like, oh, it's too eerie. I hated big things,
Dude,
Yeah.
I totally understand.
and that's not at just a young age. Like that's
still now. Yeah.
Megalophobia is what it is. I have it too. I think everybody has a little bit of it because it's that what it does is I think it goes to this like this primeval sense of like I'm tiny, I'm an ant compared to this thing, I'm powerless, and I think that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, size is power. I totally understand about being the small, like the scared kid. When I was younger, I would there was a chair in front of the computer, and the chair was like kind of high off the ground. And if I was ever going to use the computer as a kid, I would always put on a bicycle helmet. Like before I got in the chair, just in case, because you never know, man. Like shit happens, you fall out of chairs all the time, but like when you're a kid, it's like that's a long way down, you know. So you got to come prepared.
I think that's less scared and just safe. You're just a very safe kid.
It was just, I mean, my dad was a cop, so like I was always like there was evil everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, it even stopped me from, like, I played baseball for 9 years, and it just got to the point where, like, I played pitcher and catcher. Like, I was good just out in the field, but when it came time to bat, I froze up because I was terrified of just getting hit by a baseball.
No, yeah, dude.
It wasn't going that fast.
I was scared of the ball,
They weren't pitching
too.
too fast. I mean, it would have just left a bruise.
Yeah.
But I was petrified of being hit.
Yeah.
Like, I was a little fuck me for doing this. I'd intentionally strike out just so I could just go back in the dugout and hide. And I'd pray for it to rain. I would be like, please rain. Please let the game rain out. I don't want to bat. And I'd hope I was never the first up to bat because I'd always like just watch the pitcher and be like, does he pitch fast? Does he throw any like weird little balls?
And then it just devolved into you repeating the word balls mentally until you pass out.
until it zooms out and you've pissed your pants and you're just saying balls.
And I'm naked. Just naked.
Yeah, and you're naked with a
Balls,
bat
balls,
and a
balls.
big old helmet. Yeah.
And that's why you chase Daniel around with a banana.
Yes.
That's, I think, really, if we're getting to the deep-seated root of your problem, I think that's it.
Yeah. And that's why he quit the local recreation team here in LA because of that exact reason. He just ends up naked and
People don't handle that well. It's not cool.
Yeah. Well, I guess we're looking at time coming up here right now, but this has been so much fun, man. Thanks for
absolutely
for giving us some insight. And why don't, before we go, please share with us and share with the listeners how we can see some of your work posted online or anything.
Yeah,
Or
absolutely.
what to even look out for.
Yeah, what to look out for coming in the future from you.
Right. Well, like Ryan mentioned at the beginning, I'm writing a book now, and I wish I could give more information on that. I just don't know exactly when it's going to be published just yet. Hopefully, it'll be in the coming month. It's going to be entitled Saline. So if you hear this and you want to find it, it's a book because I'm going to be in the medical profession soon, and so it's a book of poetry about different patients in a hospital. So if you are interested in that, if that sounds like something you want to read, please just Google Saline and my name and you'll find it. And any spoken word can be found. I have a SoundCloud that a lot of my spoken words on. And also just by Googling my name, YouTube, like that Butterscotch Angels is on Vimeo. SoundCloud's where most of the audio is. But and you can always find me on Facebook if you want to. I normally when I do performances and people want to contact me, I tell them to just message me there because if they want to see anything specific or ask me questions, that's a good way to get to me. So that's pretty much it. And I'm going to go be a doctor now. So
all right,
if you get hurt, then I'll be there.
Sorry to hold you back from that, from holding you from being a doctor. Dude.
Yeah, this is good being on your podcast, guys. I'm gonna go be a doctor now.
I'm gonna go do real things
That's
now.
cute. Okay, podcast.
You have fun with your little videos, and I'm gonna go save people's lives. Okay.
In real life, though.
Yeah.
In all actuality.
We'll be the ones comforting them after a surgery. They'll just watch.
Yeah, dude.
They'll be like, "Get out of my face! I want to watch this video."
I'm gonna prescribe so many people the Cyndágo YouTube channel.
Oh,
instead
dude,
of
that'd be
drugs.
so sweet. Just break their hearts and
Instead of
make
a
them...
dog, you just start showing showing them Cyndágo
Yeah.
videos.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Dr. Brunson, I have a urinary tract infection. Well, I have just the thing for you. Just watch these videos, and if you don't feel better in the morning, then I'm not a real doctor. And it's funny because I won't
So
be.
you aren't a real doctor.
So I'm not a real doctor. No.
It just smash cuts to you on your doorstep without a job, like just
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
lost your license. But yeah, man, thank you so much for being on, and
No problem.
we'd love to have you back in the future, and let us know whenever you have more stuff coming out.
Yep.
Yeah, please.
So guys, that was our great friend Connor Brunson, who lives in South Carolina, and it was a lot of fun having him on the show. What do you think, Ryan?
Yeah, I thought it was a lot of fun, and I can't wait to have him back.
Yeah, well, Ryan, that's a little heavy-handed there. I definitely think it was exciting to have him on, but
Well, I don't know. I was really, really happy about it.
I don't understand what.
No.
What?
No.
What?
What you're fucking doing? Yeah, I had to go
What?
fucking shit, and then you're recording it without me. You
No,
son
I'm
of a
not.
bitch.
What are you
Fuck
talking about?
Fuck you.
Dude, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, this is bye.